Hey, keep focusing on the details. Great coverage. Let's go. Details. Hey, details and discipline, baby.
Hello and welcome to Pitt Beyond the Script alongside head coach Pat Narduzzi. I'm Rob King. The Panthers coming off an impressive road victory at Wake Forest. We'll talk about the implications of that victory coming up in just a minute. But first I wanted to ask you about that first half because we're so used to so many offensive explosions. What was it like to be in a low-scoring first half?
I felt like I was back at the beginning of the season again. I thought we started the season all over again. You know, we've been pretty explosive. I think we had 9 explosives on the day. Unfortunately, most of them were in the second half. But it's just one of those halves. And again, you got to give Wake Forest and Dave Clawson credit. Those kids came out on senior day, which we knew they would, and played with a lot of energy. I think eventually we just kind of wore them out a little bit and started to play our type of game.
I thought the game began to turn a little bit when offensively you went on that 14-play, 85-yard drive. Took almost about 9 minutes of clock. That was really impressive to watch.
Oh, what a pass. Araujo Lopes made the catch on his knees. So Pittsburgh across midfield into Wake territory from the 3. It's Hall into the end zone, untouched. Pittsburgh takes the lead.
Yeah, that was a big drive for our kids, you know, just converting. I think we converted on a 4th down as well on that series, and that's Pitt football right there, and that's what we expect every minute of the game.
Glad you mentioned the 4th down because that was a big play. How about that catch by Maurice French? I mean, that was incredible.
What play do you have on 3rd and 13? What a catch! Maurice French inside the 5 hauls it in.
It's funny, we talked about winning money down, which is 3rd down, and part of our key to victory were, to protect the quarterback, to make sure that, Kenny delivered the ball, and to snag the ball, and that's, is exactly, I said want some circus catches out here today, and that was, an unbelievable catch, and we kind of got what we asked for.
What a grab! Well, you called for that. Now, how about at halftime when you're down 10-6? Did you sense it was your team? They knew it was up for grabs. Was there anything that you had to tell them and remind them and refocus them for the second half?
Yeah, it was a matter of just refocusing and not panicking. I mean, I think the worst thing you do at halftime is go in and push the panic button. Like, what are you guys doing? Hey, come on, let's go. We just kind of went into the half, tried to make some adjustments here and there. And I tell you, Dennis Briggs, led at the halftime. I mean, just with the defense side of the ball, the locker room, everybody's on top of each other. So I'm sure the offense heard what he was saying.
I see lost faces. We getting too far. Let's sit down. Give me your shit. Give me all you got.
But he did a great job of just talking to the guys, from a player's perspective, not a coach. So I didn't have to do anything. I mean, when your seniors take over and your captains take over that locker room, good things can happen. And then, we brought them together, talked about what we needed to do, and came out and played a great second half.
And in the second half, you get that 11-play drive early on in the 3rd quarter. To me, that really seemed to change things. In another 4th down in which you went for it, a lot of confidence in that offense of yours.
Now they have a 4th and 1. Olesen takes it right at the sticks. He's met, but he muscles ahead. This is speed to power right here. He put his head down.
Yeah, no question about it. We've got to take chances. I think that's where the game of football is going, and I think, there's those statistical things out there that say, hey, you got, to get 10 yards, you got 4 downs, a lot easier than 3. So, I mean, you got to trust, you got to have some good plays, and you got to work your 4th down offense.
Pickett looking, has Mack wide open. This is a defensive breakdown, and Mack takes it all the way down to the Wake Forest 10. Oftentimes, football games come down to a few plays. It feels like this could be one of them right here.
He does. Timing pattern, end zone, touchdown! Rafael Araujo Lopes was wide open on a fade pattern to the left pylon, backside of the end zone.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh! And Pitt retakes the lead.
You mentioned the big plays, and I'm glad you did because, again, this stretch of big plays continues, but you're kind of getting it both on offense. You're able to run and have these long, time-consuming drives, as you did a couple of times against Wake Forest, and then all of a sudden, bang, the quick strike and the big play. That is awfully tough to defend.
Pickett to throw. Looking downfield. French, touchdown! Perfect missile from Pickett.
Touchdown, baby! Maurice French with a dagger to the Deacon.
Once you can be two-dimensional and you can throw the ball effectively, then it really opens up your run game. We've been really so one-dimensional, run the ball, and really nobody stopped us at some point. So I think Wake did a good job of stopping us. So they loaded the box. They got a lot of quarters and had their safeties down in that box and triggering and making tackles. So it was time to go after the corners.
And you get a touchdown for an offensive lineman. That's got to be. We talked about George Aston and the fullback. Almost a glorified sort of offensive line scoring, and now this week Millen gets the touchdown.
Dickett throws it back. It's the offensive lineman Stefano Millen into the end zone for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Stefano, we'd worked it for the last few weeks, and it was just kind of the right time to run that play, and we needed a touchdown at that point. We needed to make sure that we secured this victory.
And Pittsburgh can taste a trip to Charlotte.
Excellent game from Kenny Pickett, helping to secure that very important victory. We're going to talk about that and the season finale, the regular season finale against Miami when we return on Pitt Beyond the Script.
Zeros on the clock. Charlotte, here come the surging Panthers with an impressive 34-13 win.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Hard work pays off. Hard work pays off. That's all I got to say.